With Navratri setting in, devotees have begun celebrating the auspicious 9-day festival across India. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath will establish the Kalash in Gorakhpur, marking the start of the celebrations. Meanwhile, Union Home Minister Amit Shah will inaugurate vibrant Navratri event in Gujarat, adding grandeur to the festivities. Tirupati Devasthanam is gearing up for its annual Brahmotsavam festival, one of the most significant events in the temple calendar. The temple premises of Lord Venkateshwara have been beautifully decorated with lights, adding to the festive atmosphere. Devotees from all over the world are invited to visit the sacred temple during the Brahmotsavam to offer their prayers and participate in the celebrations. Prime Minister Narendra Modi thanked Neeraj Chopra's mother Saroj Devi for treating him with her handmade churma. Neeraj had promised to bring his mother special churma for him during his meet with athletes ahead of the Paris Olympics 2024. Upon finally receiving the delicacy, Prime Minister Modi penned a heartfelt letter for Neeraj's mother and stated that her dish reminded him of his own mother. In its biggest raid, the Delhi police recovered over 500 kilograms of cocaine valued at more than rupees 2,000 crore during a raid in South Delhi, marking one of the largest drug busts in the capital's history. The operation carried out by the special cell led to the arrest of 4 individuals connected to the international drug syndicate, believed to be behind the substantial cocaine consignment. Days after a manager of a public sector bank ended his life by jumping off the Atal Setu, a 52-year-old businessman from Matunga also jumped to death from the bridge early on Wednesday. According to the police, the deceased has been identified as Philip Hitesh Shah, a businessman who lived with his family in Matunga. They said Shah was depressed for the past few months and the family suspects that he ended his life because of it. An advanced light helicopter of the Indian Air Force was forced to make an emergency landing due to engine failure in Sitamarhi sector of Muzaffarpur while doing relief operations in Bihar. After it landed, a portion of the chopper was submerged in floodwaters. In preparation for the Durga Puja, the Bangladesh interim government has issued several directives aimed at ensuring a stable law and order situation in the country. Preparations will be made to prevent any unwanted incidents, with local administration and law enforcement agencies conducting inspections of the puja mandaps. Authorities to remain vigilant against the spread of any objectionable or inflammatory statements on social media that may hurt religious sentiments. Multiple airstrikes hit the southern suburbs of Beirut overnight, setting fire to some buildings with loud explosions heard from different areas of the Lebanese capital. The Israeli army said today that it was conducting a precise strike in Beirut. Hezbollah and Israel have been exchanging fire since the Hamas-Israel war erupted on October 2023, following the Hamas attack in southern Israel. UK Defence Secretary John Healey visited a British military base in Cyprus, where preparations are underway for a potential evacuation of British nationals in Lebanon. A further 700 British military personnel were deployed to the East Mediterranean island nation last week following escalation in the conflict between Israel and Lebanon-based militant group Hezbollah. The UK government has urged any remaining British nationals to leave Lebanon immediately and chartered a commercial flight due to leave Beirut. Students and professors from Argentina mobilized in the capital Buenos Aires to protest against the president's threat to veto a budget increase for educational institutions and teachers' salaries. The large-scale demonstration occurred amid ongoing tensions between the government and public universities as the president enforces budget cuts as part of his austerity plan, which he claims is the only solution to inflation. In Ecuador, indigenous leader Leonidas Iza registered his presidential candidacy for the 2025 presidential elections. He announced he was standing on a platform that was anti-capitalist, anti-imperialist, and anti-patriarchal. He registered alongside his candidate for Vice President Katiuska Molina. Iza is running for the presidency for the first time under the banner of the indigenous movement Pachakutik. Dominican authorities announced their plan to deport up to 10,000 undocumented migrants per week and facilitate the voluntary return of others after a meeting between President Luis Abinader and military and intelligence chief. Government spokesman Homero Figueira announced an operation to start a massive repatriation of Haitians residing illegally in the neighboring Dominican Republic. President Joe Biden toured some of the areas hardest hit by Hurricane Helene via helicopter as he and Vice President of the United States Kamala Harris traveled to different parts of the Southeast to get first-hand looks at the devastation. Biden landed in Greenville, South Carolina, and then left again to tour affected parts of North Carolina by air. Helene has killed at least 178 people and left thousands without running water, cell phone service, and electricity. Meanwhile, U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris traveled to Georgia on Wednesday to see the devastation wrought by Hurricane Helene firsthand, 2 days after her Republican opponent, former President Donald Trump, was in the state and criticized the federal response to the storm. The Vice President and Democratic presidential nominee, Kamala Harris, comforted and huddled with a family in hurricane-ravaged Augusta. In the world of sports, India's star pace Jasprit Bumrah is back at the summit of the ICC Men's Test Bowling Rankings following his 6-wicket haul in Kanpur against Bangladesh. The men in blue also continues to rule the World Test Championship table, having a point percentage of 74.24% after 11 fixtures. England white ball skipper Jos Buttler has returned to the Three Lions squad for their upcoming ODI series against West Indies. Apart from Buttler, leg spinner Jaffer Chauhan is another notable inclusion in the team as he earned his maiden England call-up. And the much-awaited Women's T20 World Cup is kicking off today with host Bangladesh facing Scotland in the opening encounter. The 9th edition of the prestigious tournament will feature 10 teams divided into 2 separate groups. Over in the UEFA Champions League, Lille stunned defending champions Real Madrid with a 1-0 victory at home last night. The defeat also ended the record-breaking European champions' impressive 36-match unbeaten streak across all competitions. Meanwhile, substitute John Duran scored a late winner as Aston Villa registered a memorable win over the mighty Bayern Munich. Prince William was among the 40,000 Villa fans who inspired the Lions to shrug off the vast gulf in Champions League pedigree between the sides. And Lionel Messi scored twice to guide Inter Miami to a thrilling 3-2 win over Columbus Crew in the Supporters' Shield final. Not only Messi, but shot stopper Drake Callender also grabbed the headlines with a heroic late penalty save for Miami. Oscar and Grammy-winning composer A.R. Rahman has joined the team of the upcoming series Gandhi, directed by acclaimed filmmaker Hansal Mehta. The announcement was made by the makers of the show on the occasion of Gandhi Jayanti. The series, directed by Hansal Mehta, stars Prateek Gandhi in the titular role. And after making her successful OTT debut with Call Me Bae, Ananya Pandey is all set to entertain the audience with her upcoming thriller film CTRL. Ahead of the movie's release on Netflix on October 4th, the actress and filmmaker Vikramaditya Motwani gave a peek into her character. As the release date for Bhool Bhulaiya 3 approaches, Kartik Aaryan is ramping up the excitement with a humorous twist. Amid the promotional frenzy, Kartik Aaryan took to Instagram to share a funny video showcasing his and Vidya's dynamic. In this clip, Kartik is seen waiting for Vidya as she gets ready for the promotions. The horror comedy sees Aaryan reprising his beloved role as Roo Baba alongside Vidya Balan, who returns as the iconic Manjulika. The trailer of the much-awaited film Banda Singh Chaudhary, starring actors Arshad Warsi and Meher Vij, is out now. The trailer showcases the communal tension and a tale of love and loyalty behind it. The drama takes place in the aftermath of the 1971 Indo-Pak War. The movie has been directed by Abhishek Saxena.
तू भी थोड़ा सा मर जा। मेहमान आए थे?
उग्रवादी आए थे।
क्या कह रहे थे?
धमकी देकर गए हैं।
एक बात याद रखना, किसी ने भी बंदा सिंह चौधरी से बात की और उसे मदद करने की कोशिश की